Welcome to JCHS High School for this afternoon's field hockey contest between the Case High School Cardinals and the visiting Whalers at Bedford High School. This is Tyler Clark. I'll get Kerry McElroy to bring you this game. Some brief difficulties to start the game. Also a game that's starting 9 minutes earlier than I was expecting it to because I just got here because we're thinking 4 o'clock start. But anyway, here we go in a non-conference matchup between two teams that don't usually play each other. Case High going to be in white versus the Whalers in red. Obviously, New Bedford part of the Big Three, along with Durfee and Brockton High School.
Yeah, New Bedford's had some up and down years. You know, the nice part about New Bedford is they get to play on turf for the most part, Tyler. But they also have a grass field, so it depends on who needs the turf. But we started off with New Bedford getting the ball, so let's see what's happening here. Case is coming
Case has the ball. They're already driving quite well down in New Bedford territory. New Bedford going to look to get the ball out. That's number 20, Lana Jones. I don't have a paper copy of the New Bedford roster in front of me, just going by a picture that we have. But New Bedford with a good drive. I try to read the writing of the New Bedford roster.
I know. It's a little bit, that's okay, Coach Kathy Resendiz. Yeah, DR's coming off a tough loss yesterday on the turf at Seekonk.
DR is?
I'm sorry. Case is coming off. I had because I was thinking they were playing DR. But
they're coming in with a 2-1 record, I believe.
Yep. Case is coming off a loss. My apologies.
Case is coming off of a loss.
To Seekonk, yep.
They beat DR in the opening game.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. DR on my mind, yep.
We're having a conversation about DR prior to this game.
That's right.
Starting here. So it's like the same two officials as we had during the previous game here at Case.
No, you've got...
we have a different side official?
Yeah, we've got Steve Cabral here and Craig.
Well, whistle there for the Whalers. In this last game, Kerry, that we did here between Case and DR, we spent the majority of the entirety, almost all of the first half with Case in DR territory, but the one goal was 1-0. You don't really see that too often in field hockey, with just a one-goal game, but just a lot of great defense from both sides. Case with already a few good drives. They don't have a shot on goal yet. This is a great look here, and a whistle.
And we got a corner.
And a corner.
And that's the first corner. Let's see how... New Bedford's got a couple of goalies here right at the bottom of our roster, Tyler. So, whoops, we go, whoops. Oh, here's the Case roster right there. Oh, we do have it. We do have it. Good. It's attached. Excellent.
Case with a shot on goal. And in front of the net, that's a scrum. Goalie's on the ground. Ball gets out of there, though.
If you notice, Case must have probably won the toss and took, like they always do, their the goal that's got the sun in the goalie's eye, so it's the second half. They won't have to worry about that.
When you have home advantage, you know what side you always would like. That's certainly part of playing at home.
Clearly the weather is making that cage pretty dusty, too. So
they have some fans showing up, confused that the game's already started. I am right. This was there's a 4 o'clock start time.
Yes,
okay.
yes, yep.
Started almost 10 minutes early. I guess the officials figured, well, we get everybody here, we may as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. Also, because it's a non-league game, most of the games in the conference New Bedford plays, the Big Three and the Hockomock, other leagues start at 4.
Case used to a 3:45 start time.
Yeah.
Bedford comes in with a 1-1 record. They defeated Old Rochester in their first game and then lost 5-0 to Dartmouth the last time out. So both teams coming off of a loss.
Yeah, and Dartmouth's pretty strong, Tyler. They have, we've got, they're well coached. Dartmouth's well coached, and, New Bedford knows them very well. Again, another team that often plays, that gets to play on turf, and sometimes plays on grass, but
Some of these bigger schools have the funding and they have the better fields. Bedford, Dartmouth,
Yeah.
Durfee, just to name a few. Durfee, that brand new high school really a few years ago.
Yeah. We're coming out here.
And Bedford, and I get that on the side. That's going to be number 6, Yuritsa Bellin.
Defensive hit coming out, but of course, third party, kind of got as
Gary, you know all the calls here. You've been an official for decades, really. But as you said in the last broadcast, you're taking this year off from it.
Yes.
No officiating for you this year.
No, I've got a little problem with my foot, so I'm helping out the broadcasters, which I love. It's absolutely a hugely fun time working with all you guys.
I've only done field hockey occasionally over the last few years. I usually kick that to Keegan or Brady the last 2 years, but here I am this year, pretty much taking all the games by myself, or along with you, I should say. Hope to bring you a few field hockey games here at Swansea Community Network this year, as Case has a corner.
Second corner here. It's coming out to Emma Plant.
With a goal, and that's in.
Yep.
That's a goal for the Cardinals. Was that Emma, or did someone tip that?
Someone had to have tipped it because Emma was outside the circle. So, yeah.
I think that I'm not sure who's officially going to get credit for that. Well, it might go to Emma with the celebration.
Okay.
I think everyone immediately went over, and she's very happy. Look at okay, that's going to go to Emma Plant.
Well, they're going to talk about it because they're questioning whether someone touched it in the circle, and I understand. So they're going to change that. Hopefully that call stays.
They are.
Official Steve Cabral says yes, it was touched in the circle. As the official rule says, the insert has to be received outside the circle. It's tough for us to see the circle here. Emma Plant hopefully stepped onto the line when she took that shot. If she didn't, it has to be touched by someone in the circle. So that was probably Coach Kathy Resendi's question.
She was getting some clarity there from the officials.
Yes, yep.
And as you say right now, that call was correct. So the goal will officially be credited to Emma Plant with a rocket of a shot. It's a 1-0 Case lead, 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
I think that's a smart move by Coach Casey Martell to bring Emma Plant up for that corner. And we didn't see her much. She was kind of playing midfield last week when we broadcast the game. I like Emma Plant right there. She's strong, she's fast, she's tall.
Obviously, you can tweak your roster as you see some advantages or disadvantages as the year goes on. Case expected to make the postseason again this year. They made it last year. They usually routinely seem to make it in field hockey.
I would say,
it would be no different this year. I mean, they lost. I don't think it's going. This is an out of nowhere claim to say that their best player graduated last year in Meg Smith. Now they have I would say that they have a roster this year where they have no one superstar player like they had with Meg, but they have a bunch of very good players.
Correct.
That can compete together.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that assessment, Tyler. Yep, and unfortunately, it's a unique situation. Well, fortunately for Case, but it's a unique situation going on in the South Coast Conference right now. Not a ton of schools have turf. And those who have gotten turf, unfortunately, have seen drops in numbers of girls playing. Okay, here comes New Bedford's first corner. So as the South Coast gets weaker, Case gets stronger with our players. So it's kind of, I see that, as a long-time coach and official. Yeah, so here the inserter is...
It's like number 4, Bank is going to take that for the Whalers. Bedford, if you are watching this broadcast after the fact and I say any of these names wrong, I apologize.
Yeah.
Carrie and I are doing the best we can with the circumstances.
Yeah. And the ball
Good pass
comes out, and now it's in, but it's touched by White.
Belen, number 6, and immediately is out of there.
Yeah.
Looks like Emma Plant
dangerous.
got that out.
Nice call, Craig.
She keeps the mask on.
And there's those crazy masks again, right?
She still has it on. The rest of the Case defense has shed the masks. And there's a whistle. There's Belen again. Off of the stick
Looks like Mora.
of Richardson,
yeah.
and out of bounds. See, when you're saying the Case roster, there's 2 Richardsons, there's 2 Carreros, and there's 2 Plants, but they're not related.
Correct.
One of them, of course, is in the goal.
Correct. Yeah.
So you got almost a 50-50 chance of getting a name correct on the Case side of things.
It is true, Tyler. I know. They're making us work. That's it. Okay. Again, we always difficult to get around this lip, but Maeve's working it. Yeah.
And
she got caught for the stick obstruction.
And New Bedford will keep that. That's Belen. Inside, and a whistle.
Yeah, I agree. That was really kind of dangerous into a crowd. So you can lift. That's the neat part about lifting the ball, but the officials have to determine whether it's a dangerous lift or
right,
not.
you've said before, there are some things that you can do that will not be whistled if there's no one around.
Right. The lift is not what we're calling, the lift in itself is not necessarily dangerous. It's where it's to, Just like a high stick, same thing. That's not the high stick that is necessarily dangerous in and of itself. It's is there a crowd? Is there someone there? Right? Is it used in an intimidating way? Oh, that's a third party. Ooh.
Kind of a scrum at midfield. New Bedford actually gets that over and a whistle. New Bedford will keep possession. They play on. Hit out by Case. A couple things about field hockey, different from ice hockey. You can only hit one side of the stick. Well, not played on ice. That's, I guess, the obvious portion. But
which made it sometimes, as the season goes on, which makes it sometimes difficult for left and right-handers. It doesn't make any difference. So comes Emma Bouchard, one of the strongest forwards. Oh,
well, we said
goalie's
this.
down.
The goalie is down.
And that's going to be a 25-yard hit. Yep.
As we said in the last broadcast, what made Meg Smith such a dominant field hockey player is the fact she was left-handed. So she was dominant on sides that, other teams aren't necessarily prepared for. We mentioned that a little bit.
Yeah, there was no doubt she had a great reverse stick, which is what a left-hander is going to go to all the time, as well as a good right-hander.
Bedford keeps possession. There's a whistle, though. Not sure what that whistle was for.
I think someone advanced it with their foot.
I see. And New Bedford keeps possession in front of that New Bedford bench.
Back in the day, we used to get sticks were issued to us as a school. Now, you wouldn't even think about that. They're too expensive. Sticks are in the hundreds. So every player buys his or her own. His or her own
Sticks, right?
Yeah. And they're all...
What a hit by Case.
Yeah, nice
in front
Tyler.
of the goal.
Yeah. Skylar DeMoranville. Yeah. Oh.
And kicked out.
Looking for Janea there. And we get a corner.
Number 0
Yep.
in the goal right now for the Whalers, Trinity Rosanina.
Okay.
There's the whistle. Case with their corner. Good look here. Richardson.
Nice.
Flipped that in front of the net. And goalie with a dive.
Oh, my gosh.
Rosanina really working in.
That was
fantastic defense.
That was a gimme.
The Case had that. I was in front of the net without a goalie in front.
That was a gift to Emma Plant. All right, here comes Boosh.
And New Bedford there in the defense for that. It was Belen, number 6. He's been everywhere in this game for the Whalers.
It's going to be a white ball, and that's pretty typical of New Bedford games, Tyler. New Bedford, it's an inner city school. Most of the girls and boys are playing football or soccer. So it's Coach Kathy Roseni's has done a tremendous job over the years recruiting players in and of itself, but. Just like Coach Nikki Henrique at Durfee, you're really working hard to get girls to come out and stay out. So generally they've got a few top players, and then it's a rotating group of kids every year, I find.
Right.
Having, observed them as an official. Oh, that's red. Yeah.
As you said, there's bigger schools are down for their soccer squads, basketball, football.
Yeah, field hockey really gets not a whole lot of...
red ball again. That's Belen in front of us.
That's so hard to play on this.
That
Yeah.
lip, as you said in the last game. If you're used to it, it's one thing, but you're not used to it. We're going to tick down here at the end of the first quarter. We have 20 seconds
Avery
remaining.
won,
But
yep.
Case with one good look here again at the goal. And a foul.
Yeah, we got a stick check there by Janaea. It looked like Janaea Porras.
7 seconds.
time.
And we're going to run out of time here. We're going to take a quick break in between quarters here. And that will do it.
Yep.
1-0 Case after 1 here from Case High School. We will take a very brief break and be back to bring you second quarter action. You can hear me fine? Yeah. I can't hear her or me, so.
I can't either.
Yeah.
As long as you can hear.
Live.
Is it picking up out of the shotgun mic?
Picking it up through there.
That's weird. I can't. I'm just hearing her talk like normal.
Tyler, I'm so sorry about not having the roster for you. I should have made a copy of that.
Well, at halftime, I'm going to go run to the car to at least get the Case roster.
Okay, yes.
But the New Bedford one, it's like, I mean, I kind of know the players. It's Richardson, Carrera,
Yeah,
Emma
right.
Bouchard,
Yep.
Plant. That's the big ones.
Yeah, well, because then we have to keep switching back and forth because it's on there too. But I should have grabbed that. I saved them for us and should have grabbed them like a dummy.
The volume turned down too. That's very odd. I don't get it.
The volume's turned down, yeah, on 1 and 2. You're saying?
I was going to ask you. You were talking about him, and then we got thrown off at the start of this. Did you want to mention that, or?
I wouldn't, but yeah. Well, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I don't mind, but yeah.
It doesn't pertain to Case.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it does because Somerset's in the same league, so Somerset. Although they're saying that DR does not. Here's what I've read: DR can forfeit, and then it doesn't go against their record. So basically, they get to just get to pretend Somerset doesn't
I
exist.
don't know much about it. If you want to mention it, we can.
Yeah. It's such a hotbed issue.
Yeah. All good.
I mean, it affects the league, but
Yeah, we'll just leave it out. Are we good?
I am good. Yeah.
I can kind of hear it now, but
Yeah, now I can hear
It's
you.
low. Yeah, that's weird. All right, back for second quarter action here. JCHS High School. Tyler Clark, Kerry McElroy, Swansea Community Network. Thank you for joining us. It's fine September afternoon.
It is perfect. Yep.
1-0 Case. Emma Plant with a beautiful goal on a corner, which we assume we don't have access to the official book or anything. We're guessing it went to Emma by the way she celebrated and her teammates celebrated too.
Yeah.
Which it was a fantastic shot.
It was a rocket shot off an insertion on a corner. Yep.
It gives Case an early 1-0 lead. Case comes into this game with a 2-1 record. Who was the second game against? They beat DR.
Fairhaven.
They beat Fairhaven. They lost to Seekonk.
Correct.
Whalers come in with a 1-1 record. This is the only time these two teams will play. It's a non-conference matchup.
Yeah, and they wouldn't see them in the state finals.
No.
The Bedford will be in Division 1 probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Case would be, I mean,
Division 4.
when you get the MIA tournament is wild because you face off with the team like they played North Brookfield last year. You get it's not just your conference; it's anything in the state of that size.
I cannot believe we missed it.
We were no doubt. We're no doubt extremely talented for a small school.
Oh, Case?
Yeah.
Routinely.
Yeah.
And this is going back years. I graduated in 2009. You've been working here for a few years now yourself.
I was officiating in 09, yeah.
Case girls' teams are always very strong. The field hockey, the volleyball,
softball, Basketball,
basketballs.
yeah.
The basketball's back to being to good now. They've been up and down.
Yeah.
But it's Case softball back-to-back state champion in a year that I thought they were going to be regressing. And then they come out with a freshman pitcher and win the state championship.
Yeah. And of course, Layla is not a she's been a
Lila.
long time.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Lila Alvarez is a strong pitcher who's been playing for a long time, and even with our team,
Oh, yeah.
she plays the 7th grader, I think.
She did. She's been on the team.
So she's really a junior, so to speak, as a freshman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like these folks.
Some of these. So that's the thing that you said. You can start playing
right
at a varsity level, really, when you're in 7th grade. I would think they would give you experience at the JV level first before you work your way up, but you can start. It depends on the size of the rosters.
Right.
We saw last time on the active DR roster, we had a 7th and 8th grader. I don't think they played, but they were on the roster.
Yep.
I don't think we have for the Somerset Berkeley. The Somerset Berkeley. Why am I thinking Somerset Berkeley? The Bedford roster.
Yeah.
We don't have. We just have numbers and players.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Adam. I can't imagine with a big school like that they would have to move to they've got several junior highs, so I would think these are all 9 through 12 players, right?
And as we talk, Case with a great look in front of the net and saved.
Yeah. Looking for Avery Lund here.
And that's a high hit. Rosanina, goalie for the Whalers, let one goal in on that rocket shot from Plant. Other than that, there's been 2 almost sure goals in front of her
Back
net
to us here, yeah.
that she has kept Case out of.
Yeah.
Richardson will take this from the midfield.
Definitely, goalies has been. It should really be 3-0 by now. Nice move by Maeve. Yep, to her sister.
Which we did talk a little bit before the game, and but we both agreed that Case would be favored in this game despite the difference in school size. Case coming into this game is, I wouldn't say the overwhelming favorite, but favored to win.
I would agree, Tyler. Yeah. And like I said, the changing nature of New Bedford field hockey players from year to year doesn't allow us to really have any feel for what they're going to be like. So
that was a high hit.
Yeah.
Number 6, that's Belen again. But Case, Richardson
nice
with a
shot.
good look, saved by the
That should be a corner. Oh,
Whalers.
that's a corner.
And going the other way, that was number 14.
Actually,
Roderick.
could have been a stroke if he had an angle of that. That was stopping a short goal with her body, and she was almost on the goal line. So
Rodriguez Ivy, number 14, was there. Put the I don't know if the mask is on.
we're coming back.
Gonna come back now.
Yeah. No doubt New Bedford's getting lucky here with a couple of plays.
Well, as you said, it's 1-0 Case. It could easily be 3-0, even 4-0 Case right now with the looks that they've had.
Yeah.
There was one last quarter we saw. The goalie for New Bedford was out of the net, and the ball was in front of the net, and Case still couldn't get it in because of the defense of the other Whaler defenders.
And Tyler, that is the difference between, grass versus turf. If you were on turf, you would just pick the ball up and scooped it right over her. But unfortunately, I think they lost the ball in the dust down there. So it's tougher. Yeah.
This is a very dusty field.
Yeah.
Even when you get off of the infield portion here.
Yeah, it is still a dusty field. Yeah. Yeah, that does not help, New
Bedford has had at least one corner. They've had some decent looks, but Avery Plant has not had to work too hard there in the net yet.
Yeah, I don't think she's faced a shot yet, Tyler.
I don't think so.
No, here comes Mora.
Number 11.
It doesn't happen yet.
Piper Reese had that for the Whalers. Number 19, Emily DaCosta now, and going to go towards New Bedford, it looks like. As Belen will take that in front of the official. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Another whistle.
That's a third party. Yeah.
So what is the third party?
Yeah, so a third party is just a screen, Tyler. Yeah. So it's, in basketball, when you run between, you kind of run between players and the ball and try to hold somebody back a little bit. You just can't do that in field hockey. So you can never put your body or another player between the ball, between the defensive and a defensive player, or an offensive player, rather. So we call that a third party. Some people think it's 3 people playing the ball at the same time. No, that's perfectly fine, but no one can set a screen.
Speaking of calls, New Bedford ready for their second corner of the game.
Yep, here we go. Let's see what happens here.
It's Bank.
Ball comes out and
could not be controlled by New Bedford, so a kind of a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, here comes Bouchard.
Bouchard had that 1 goal in the victory over DR.
Stay with it. Stay with it.
Stay on her. Stay on her. Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
Bedford gets it across midfield.
Shania Porras working for. Oh, that's Addie. I'm sorry.
Carrero.
Yeah.
One of the 2 Carreros.
Now that's a reach. That should have been a white call early.
But officials let it play on. New Bedford now driving. They still do not have an official shot on goal. They haven't really had the ball much. This is a great look for the Whalers, though, in front of the net, and Case defense is there. And it looks like another corner coming up for the Whalers.
It was Kat Russo, I think, struggling to get that ball, number 12. The one thing we do have on our team is definitely some height.
Oh,
we really do. We've
got some tall girls
Laura
on this team.
and Kat and Addie.
Emma Plant.
Emma Plant, yep. We're a basketball team masquerading as a field hockey team, right?
So Bank.
Here we go.
The third corner of the game for the Whalers.
Ball has to come out of the circle. There it is.
This one was controlled better this time, but Case defense is right there again.
Yep. Sometimes that transition out of the corner is tough because the defensive players are trying to get those masks off, and the charge kind of comes to a stop a little bit here. Okay.
Now, are you allowed to wear the mask if you want to, or is it?
Well, the rule is very broad, and the rule book says you have to take the mask off at an opportune time. So what does that mean? That you could charge up to and score a goal? Well, if that's the only opportune time, that's. Well,
the thing, it's safety, but clearly you can't see as well in the mask as you would without. So you really don't want to wear it unless you absolutely have to.
No, players don't want to. Yeah, but you also don't want to lose an offensive advantage.
Oh, that's an injury there for Case, but it looks like she's going to walk it off.
Is that Kat again?
I think that's Russo. There's a little limp out there right now. They do wear shin guards, but even with the shin guards, if you get hit in the shin with that stick, it hurts.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in baseball. If you get hit with the bat, it hurts.
Yeah, the shin guard isn't that much protection, especially if you get hit with a stick, too. Not so much the ball, but a stick.
Now, we talked a little bit about this in the last game, too. Clearly, as you can see on the field, players do not have to wear goggles anymore. They used to have to wear sporting goggles.
It's been 2 years now, I think.
And that was removed.
Yeah.
Mouth guards are required.
Yes, and they're allowing them to wear jewelry, too. You can see earrings shimmering.
Earrings, necklaces.
Yeah, that used to be a no-no, but now it's up to the coaches and players, so. And I think that's because that's what the college game does, so they figure.
Right. If they can allow it in college, they can allow it here. Case with a fantastic.
Avery Lunn,
Lunn with a great look, and.
Freshman Avery Lunn, Looking for Janaea, but.
Not sure what the call was there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know. Should be a white ball, right inside, so that's it, Maura. Take it quick.
Beating it to her sister, Richardson.
It's just so tough coming off that, this change from grass to dirt right here. It's hard to get something going when it's a free hit from over here. You're almost better off taking the self pass. Here comes
Bouchard, I would say, is the fastest player.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, and the most controlled. Yeah. Here we go.
Feeds it in front of the net, kicked out of there.
That goalie is not afraid to come out.
Oh,
so
no, she
we've got to
comes-
take advantage of that on her weak side, you know.
Still only 1-0. Only score coming on an Emma Plant corner shot.
Nice move by Maura Richardson.
Richardson, and
Cut that ball off.
that hurt.
Yeah, but that was off a red stick.
That was like that hit, that a piece of DaCosta, number 19 for the Whalers. And they're going to give possession, I think, to New Bedford here.
Yeah, but sadly it was a red stick that lifted that ball.
Number 21, Peyton Souza, got that started for New Bedford. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Still 1-0 in favor of Case.
And we have been, it's supposed to rain next week, but we have been so lucky, Tyler. The girls, it's just been wonderful, the weather.
The weather has been great. I don't know if you remember in September last year, it rained every weekend, almost all the time.
Yeah, all summer, every weekend.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, there we go.
So we may not get as lucky next week. Not sure when the next game we're going to bring you here at Swansea Community Network will be.
Here comes Avery Lund, sent it across, looking for Bouchard. It gets cut off. And that's a third party right there. That's a, okay.
Not called.
Okay.
Oh, good dribble there, and then down
That's
goes some
completely
play.
dangerous, an aerial play into a crowd.
Great
And
team.
again, aerial play is allowed, but not at players.
Hannah Blanchard with some good moves there, but right into the crowd, as you said.
Yeah, right. And that's, you know, that's yet another call, Tyler, that, you know, the viewers will watch and say, well, is aerial play allowed? Yes, it is.
It's depending on the circumstance.
Exactly, just like everything else.
If there was aerial play with nobody around.
Yep, even big scoops. I mean, you can scoop over a crowd. You can flick over a crowd. You can flick the ball into the net. Everything is the official's discretion. So that's what makes, I think, you know, people so puzzled sometimes, and rightfully so.
And rightfully so. There's so many rules in field hockey that I'm learning as we go.
Yeah.
We're approaching 45 seconds to go in the first half. Ball goes towards New Bedford. Clock only stops on a goal. Other than that, it continues. Or I should say, the goal or an injury, they'll stop it on an injury on if they're official. But
yeah, that is about the only time it stops. You're right. Yep. Unless the official stops it for some reason, like, you know, something's wrong, or he or she sees a, you know, a dangerous situation.
Whalers need to hurry. 15 seconds, all that's left in the first half. But they got a good look here in front of the net. Bedford with the shot and goal, and it is in.
There it is.
The Whalers score with 10 seconds to go in the first half. That'll tie it. I think the credit for the goal is going to go to number 18, Hannah Blanchard. Is going to get credit for that. Officially 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was a great play, and a little breakdown of our defense there.
Almost out of nowhere, really.
Yeah,
That's just with only 9 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
So Blanchard, I think, is going to get credit for that goal. 9 seconds remaining in the first half. And barring something really screwy here, that's going to do it here. And we have hit the end of the first half. The score is 1-1, tied. Case and New Bedford, a great day, a great half for field hockey. Tyler Clark along with Kerry McElroy. We're going to take a quick break here for halftime at Swansea Community Network, and we'll be back soon to bring you second half action. Welcome back to the start of the second half. Case High School versus New Bedford High. I thought, Kerry, we would be going into halftime winning. And then 9 seconds, that's all 9 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Whalers tied it.
Yeah.
Now it's a whole new game. It's a 0-0 game now, essentially.
All it takes, Tyler, yeah. Welcome to any game, though. You know what I mean? Really.
Hannah Blanchard for the Whalers, I believe, is who got credit for that goal.
Cat gets the call here. Back to Emma Plant.
Plant with a
Nice.
rocket, but a little off the mark and out of bounds it goes. We also had a slight technical issue with our headsets and microphone. It was working as intended, but we couldn't.
Sophia Duclos here.
That's working well for us as the headset problem. And also, as I kind of said at the beginning of the broadcast, the game started much earlier than anticipated. We were still talking like, oh, we're starting. Okay, here we go. Usually we have time to test everything ahead of time, but we kind of jumped right into it. Switching sides too. Bedford now going to be going from your left to your right,
That
and
ball
vice
never
versa.
came in. Yeah. Yeah, so now it's a white. Yeah.
This is going to
And
be
it's-
Emma Plant again.
Yeah, and it's best sometimes almost to self-pass there. Emma chose to take a drive, but it's okay. We kept the ball here.
So I think you said last time there's 4 options that you can do, or
Yeah, you can drive the ball, push the ball, flick the ball, or self-pass on a free hit like that. So, and in dust like this, to try to drive
Yeah,
it makes no sense to me. You know,
see
that's what she's going to try
the
to do.
dust comes up and it comes over
Yeah.
towards us too.
Yeah, yeah. Here comes Sophia Duclos, sophomore. Oh, Emma Plant tried. Yeah, not only is it tough to play, but it creates a lot of vision issues here. Kat Russo trying to get the ball. Yep, and Plant grabs it.
But that's the best.
Nice.
That's the best you can do with the field that you're given. Well, way down the other end. I don't think it's even crossed midfield yet. It's entirely stayed in the Bedford territory so far. And a whistle there. Looks like it's going to stay with the Cardinals.
It's a nice feed by Kat Russo.
And what a hit by the Whalers.
Maeve is, that's it, Maeve. Oh.
Case defense is there. And another whistle.
Yeah, here we go. Good. Nice pass to Avery
Case with
Lund.
some momentum.
Here comes Bouchard and Sophia Duclos trying to make something happen.
Oh, it's stolen by the Whalers. That looks like number 14. That's going to be Rodriguez Ivy. And out of bounds off of Case.
That has been, I mean, I've been coaching, coaching, and officiating here at this field for, 40 some years, and this has been the field since the school opened in '75. It's never really changed, and like I told you last week, the benches used to be here, so it was even worse. The players were sitting in this too. I only wished that we could find a better spot for our girls to play here. Yeah.
Fortunately, with high school, you don't really
Yeah.
have the option. College, you have much more.
Yeah, land.
Land, you have more
Yeah.
money, you have more
Yep, I know.
options. Would you say this is the most difficult field to play on, or is there one that comes to mind that you think is worse?
In this conference, truly Westport was not one of the greatest fields either, except now they've got a new school. So
Brand new school.
yeah. But that was probably a very wet field and a short field like this one too. Yep. It was a 50 by 90, right, instead of 100 by 60. Yep.
Which I would think that they would be able to fit the 100 by 90 here. If you move this goals back a little bit, it'd be close, but
Yeah. Well, the problem is you're going to be able to get behind the goal, so you can't have it against the fence.
yeah, because
And then-
you have to have the masks, right?
Yeah, and then here you've got, and you got nowhere to go there, so you're just going to be more of the outfield here. So
Fortunately, field hockey, you can't really share the football field because of soccer. Soccer and football can more or less coexist, and they often do. Because even if soccer practice is taking place on the football field, there's a separate practice field for football, typically.
it's tough because then with all the lines, it's, we don't have a turf field, so although you've got all kinds of crazy lines down there, Tyler, it's hard. But we have played. Last year we did it. Brady and I did a game down up in the box, one night game for them. Might have been the senior night.
A field hockey game?
Yeah, because they like that to be a night game, so you need the lights.
Well, we can see if we're able to do that here. Swansea Community Network, we kind of go off of whatever we can. We're aiming right now for the next game to broadcast Tuesday, September 24th against Seekonk High School.
Okay.
Aiming for the next game. But, of course, that's weather dependent. There's a variety of reasons why that can change. The weather's the obvious one.
Yeah, because they're away next week, I think, all week, right?
They might have one. They might have one home game. I'm not sure. They're playing. They have a game against Sutton High coming up.
That'll be interesting.
A different opponent.
That's home.
Might be a home game.
Yeah.
But as you said, there's rain in the forecast for next week.
Okay.
But regardless, we are aiming for September 24th. Seekonk High, a team that Case just lost to. Be a revenge game. Field hockey season runs until mid to the early November, typically. We broadcast the playoff game around mid-November last year. Fortunately, you're sort of limited if you don't have a field with lights.
The last game probably has to be in by probably November 1. It might even be, November 1, or it might be October 25th. And then
In the postseason.
usually, I bet you it's November 1, and here's the postseason right here.
Okay, so then we'll say I have to look at the date later for when the game against North Brookfield was. A lot of teams make the postseason tournament for field hockey. Is that cloud of dust that we talked about? We both have sunglasses on, so that kind of helps a little bit. Emma Plant, number 13.
She's going to drive it.
Driving
right
shot.
Over. That doesn't bother her to be able to get over that lip. Yeah.
And the Whalers are going to get it going the other way. Had not had a lot of action down at the Case goal yet so far in this half.
But that could change as New Bedford gets the ball here at around their 35-yard line.
Number 99 in the goal, Avery Plant, what threw us in the last game is that they played DR, whose colors are green and white. Avery with that green and white jersey.
I meant to talk to the girls about that and let them know that that's probably not a good idea to have her in green, because there are other green teams. Well, actually, no, you're right. It's just DR.
I think it's just
in the
DR.
SEC. Yeah.
Seekonk is blue and white. I have no idea what Sutton is.
I want to say they're green too. I think I've seen them.
They could be green. Okay. Well, official talking is New Bedford prepares for a corner as I was talking. They've had no success with their corners so far. Their one goal came on a totally unexpected drive as the half was concluding. But it looks like their corner is going to be unsuccessful again, and Case is going to get this out of there.
Bouchard. Who's going with her is the question.
Bouchard is going to take the whole team on a ride with her, and then the whistle is going to end that.
I don't know what that call was. Huh?
Something ended the play. And another whistle there. Play goes on to Bedford in front of the net. This is a great look. And going to be a whistle going the other way. I don't think that shot quite made it to the net.
We used to also have offsides, just like soccer and field hockey, but it's been years since we had offsides. You can plant people down by the offensive goal. Comes Cat.
There's Plant, and off of her own player.
Unlucky on that one. It's just grazed Skylar's foot.
It's Reese for the Whalers, got that down. And out of bounds off of Case, so the Whalers will keep possession around the midfield mark. This is going to be Reese again. Scanning her options. Reese, who is playing with a face guard on.
Yes, and that's completely legal. They can opt to still play with her goggles.
It's only goggles. Yep. It's like a mat over the goggles.
It looks exactly like what all the girls used to play with.
There's a couple other players on New Bedford I see. As you said, you can play either way now.
Yep. It's a player's choice. Personally, I can't see, why they wouldn't, but you and I talked about this last week. It is, some of the girls will say it creates fog and it's tough to see, but I don't know. I just think...
You think they should still be wearing the goggles?
As an official, I've just seen too many crazy things happen,
Have you officiated a game where there's been a shot to the face?
Mhm. Oh, God, yeah.
Many times.
In 32 years, yes. Absolutely. Face, eyes, chin.
Have you had to
Ambulance.
I'll talk
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Oh, you've
Yep.
seen the ambulance
Oh,
on
yeah.
the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
We only saw that once here in my memory. The Swansea Community Network was a football game. The ambulance had to come on the field.
Well, the guys are so padded, so
Yeah.
you know, they go down for things like the wind knocked out of them, concussions, as do girls field hockey too. But girls field hockey are more susceptible to cuts, bleeding, things like that.
Well, of course, you have an outdoor thing like football, field hockey. You can't hide it.
Right.
If it's an indoor event, you can park the ambulance outside, and you can be discreet about it.
Right.
But I'm sure, as an official over years, you've seen things. Let's put it that way.
Sadly, yes, yeah. I think one of the worst I've ever seen was at Somerset years ago when they were, just before they opened the new school, they were playing at what is now the brand new middle school. And on that land, they were playing Bishop Stang. And a Stang player, I think it was a Stang player, went down. We lost about an hour. It was horrible. But
What was the injury, if you want to describe it?
facial industry.
It was a facial okay.
Injury, rather. Yep. Yeah.
Inflicted by stick or ball?
It's ball up under the chin.
Okay.
So she bit her lip. I think she might have had a tooth issue. Ended up.
Okay.
So it's just it's ugly. But
I always preface this. An injury for a stoppage of play is rare. If there is an injury, we always do stop the recording here at Swansea Community Network. We'll kind of give you the Sparks Notes version of it. Anyway, another shot down by Plant. Case actually has a good shot, and
it's going to be a corner.
Going to be a corner for the Cardinals. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It's still 1-1. Now by Plant with a goal in the first quarter for Case. Followed by a goal for Hannah Blanchard. The Whalers in the second, 9 seconds to go. Shot is in.
Oh, another corner. Nice. Okay, just outside, he's saying.
Just outside, and a corner is awarded.
Yeah. I think official Steve Cabral corrected that. It looked like she was in the circle to me, but or at least she had a foot in the circle. And New Bedford doesn't have masks. Again, that's another option too, Tyler. They do not have to have their defensive players have masks.
Nope, I just noticed that actually.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep, that's not a requirement.
And coming out for the Whalers, another whistle. Minute 20 remaining, third quarter. Still 1-1. A game that I would say is surprisingly tied right now. Still anyone's game.
And they'll have 2 minutes to regroup.
Is there an overtime period?
Not in regulation play, no.
So both teams, they would be awarded a tie.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. Each team does have a timeout as well, so they can take.
As I said earlier, the clock only stops on a goal or an injury. Other than that, we play on.
Yeah, and Coach Kathy Resendiz is going to be happy to have snagged that goal 9 seconds before the close of the half there.
I was preparing to just end the half, and all of a sudden they're driving, and they had a great rally and then scored. I think Case was as surprised as we were here.
Yeah.
We didn't see any goals scored against them in the opening game that we did here. As the third quarter is going to be ending very soon. We have 3 seconds to go, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will do it here from the third quarter. No scoring in that quarter. Still a 1-1 tie as we head into the fourth and final period. We will take a brief break here at Swansea Community Network and be back to bring you the fourth and final quarter. September 24th.
Okay, said, yeah, nothing
Tyler,
next
you
week.
have Emma's score on her goal.
Yes, we do.
Good, because that's the only way I'm going
I wanted to say that to you as you walked by. I'm
yeah.
like, you should,
We
yeah,
got-
just, yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's a rocket. Oh my God,
Yeah.
she crushed it.
We literally, the game wasn't.
No, it wasn't. We weren't even ready.
we were
like,
barely
oh crap,
set.
it's starting.
And so we had a wake to go to at 4. So I was like, why don't we just like scoot into wake and we'll miss like 5 minutes of the game.
Well, she's going to have to score again, Mom, that's all.
Because it was right here.
You wait a couple days, we'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it was like 3:51, and we're like, oh God, we gotta start. No one was ready.
You got it rolling just in time.
Thanks.
Actually, is the 24th a Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Okay, good, because I think I have a meeting
I
on.
can't do Mondays and Thursdays probably going forward because I have after school stuff those days. Tuesdays are good.
Okay. Yeah, and I can do, I think for some reason
Fridays
I
are
thought we
good
had
too.
something going on.
Tuesday.
They're mostly Tuesday or Wednesday games anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris sent us
So
something.
all we're doing is field hockey, right? No volleyball, no.
No, we can't, right? We can't.
Well,
yeah.
technically you can, but we really got screwed with that because we were doing it. I love doing all of the sports. My favorite was football. I loved being in that booth and that energy. Oh, I love it.
Of course, yeah.
And that was before we even had. That was when we were using like a handheld mic and the sound. Imagine with these, the quality would be off the charts. But I loved being the energy. I loved all parts of being up there. I miss it. I miss it a lot. Here we are doing. Hey, we got field hockey. You got something.
So just a quick question, I know we're on, but viewers would probably like to see too. Do just about all of the schools in the South Coast in this area have contract through that vendor so that you can't?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay, yeah, just curious.
Anyway, don't mind our discussion here as we enter the fourth and final period here. Okay, so we had a nice discussion with Emma Plant's mom, who came late to the game, which started early.
No.
We have Emma's goal on film. It was that was an incredible shot.
We got another New Bedford corner.
Seems like so long ago. Carrie, the score is still 1-1 in a game that we both kind of predicted Case would win by multiple goals, which is still possible. But New Bedford really holding firm. Case really didn't get many good looks in that third period. A few times in the first half, I don't know how they didn't score at a few of those opportunities.
Yeah.
But New Bedford has a great shot here. And out of the circle.
Manage the ball. They haven't managed the ball. Right outside. Yeah. She has to move it 5 yards. So.
But they still maintain possession.
Okay, we're gonna take it hopefully. Yeah.
And Case should be able to get that back. And another whistle.
Sometime it's gonna go for us.
First time I ever saw a field hockey game was when I was recording them, probably back in 2008, 2009. I could not believe the number of whistles.
That's what everybody
It's
says.
possible that I was the cameraman at a game years ago and you're the referee. It's entirely possible.
It's good. Yeah, could be.
And dig into our files. That was long before our new director, Adam Kitchen, was here. I've been part of Swansea. Used to be Swansea Cable Access. Now it's Swansea Community Network for, I'm coming up on about 16 years now, on and off. Both filming. I did film a game. I think I filmed a Thanksgiving game. Or maybe it wasn't for Swansea Community Network. It was just, I had been helping Brady out with that. But in general, I've been filming games I filmed them for years. I was a broadcaster, then I stopped, then I came back. Then I took a back seat so Keegan and Brady could rightfully get their experience in, and are both now going to college for that and broadcasting both.
Yeah, there's no doubt you have a rich history of in broadcasting.
I
And,
did.
You know,
I do, and I never went to. I just kind of. I would always, when I was younger, I would play like football games, video games, and like commentate over it. So I was used to doing it that way, just without an audience.
and now you're a teteacher, right?
Now I'm a teacher, and
Listen, we broadcast all day, right, Tyler?
we do. I show my students the clips of me doing it over the years, and they're like, "That's you," because when you have a projecting voice like that, it kind of sounds a little bit differently. I did in June. I was on Father's Day when Brady UMass Amherst, and we did the state championship softball game. That was by far the highest stakes game I've ever done.
Yeah, that was a great game.
It was 1-0. Case
Yes,
won. 1-0. Something about me doing 1-0 games.
I
and
guess.
Low scoring.
That's it. Bouchard fights for this to try to get something going for Janaea Porras, waiting up by the...
Bouchard has been unusually quiet so far this game. Haven't really said her name a lot.
Yeah.
But they got another look outside the circle.
Maura Richardson's going to take that. Okay, she's got the hit. She's going to move it 5 yards. She did. Back to Bouch.
And it looks like off of her knee. And New Bedford gets that out. Intercepted around the half-court mark by Case. I was watching the broadcast back. I guess I had a basketball brain. I said the basket once. The shot went towards the basket, which I guess is technically yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really call it the basket. They call it the net.
Net, basket. We could call the basket in basketball the net, so why not call the net the basket here, right?
It's all good.
Comes Maura Richardson again. Feet
Case.
trying to
Oh, man, that almost went in.
If Janaea had just been an inch taller. Janaea Porras reaching for that, number 8.
That missed the goal by about a foot. That was not far off.
Yeah, they're gonna try again. Here comes Janaea again. She's like, "All right, let's go."
I'm gonna question your. I'm gonna put you on the spot in a second here. I want to wait till the ball is cleared because I don't want to be in the middle of this and then something exciting happens.
Yeah.
But there's Bouchard.
And look at Janaea cut to the goal. She's waiting. Oh, there it is.
And is that? That was disappointing end.
Yeah, I know. And here we are on the dirt again. Nice, but here comes Emma Plant working, trying to find Kat to make the transition to the offense, and it's going to be ours, hopefully.
So my question for you is, in your years of officiating or a coach, what's the furthest out you've ever seen someone score?
Well, they can't because they have to be inside the circle.
Oh, that's right. The edge of the circle?
Yeah, there's no like logo shots like Caitlin Clark, you know what I mean? Or Carly Lloyd. Remember that the 2019 she scored from she chipped one in or like her fifth goal.
In soccer, technically the goalie, that B is back now. The goalie can score. If he kicks it all the way down the other end, they don't really have that opportunity.
Yeah, you know. It would have to be.
Oh, as I'm talking, Case with a fantastic look. The goalie on the ground. Case with 2 straight.
Yeah.
Looks at the net, but nothing to show for it.
Case has been a little choppy today. I would, from a purely objective standpoint, I'd like to see them move the ball a little bit more. You know what I mean? I feel like they're hitting and hoping today. Do you feel that, Tyler?
I do, yeah.
I don't know if they're just, granted, they played yesterday on turf. So, I'm seeing that lack of freshness today, and that's okay. Listen, it's hard sometimes.
Any sport is difficult to play 2 days in a row, but field hockey especially.
Yeah.
No practice in between. Probably give the players a day off tomorrow.
Yeah. And I think they have a game Friday again.
And they have a game, yeah.
Here comes Janaea to boot. Janaea doesn't care. She's coming in.
With a New Bedford defense there. And a whistle.
Yeah. And that may be, they're trying desperately to generate offense today. And I'm seeing if they feel like they're almost a step off a little bit. It's hard. No, it's no criticism. It's just difficult when you play it back-to-back, especially in the first games on turf.
I'm seeing some frustration from the Case side of things. In a game that you and I both really thought that they were favored in. It's tied.
Yeah.
They're not losing. It's still tied. It's 1-1.
Right.
But as we discussed, that New Bedford goal was so sudden. Not seeing the ball down. Avery Plant has not had to do a whole lot in the last, really almost at all this quarter. Case keeping the ball in the New Bedford end. And another whistle. And another whistle.
Coming right in, right outside. She's got to move it 5 yards before she brings it in. So
she does get that shot in.
Yeah.
There's Bouchard.
But
Bouchard with the
yeah!
shot. Oh, and
Oh!
it's saved.
She just nicked it. Janaea again, right there. Number 8, Janaea Porras, waiting. Nobody's more competitive than Janaea Porras.
You and the crowd all had the same reaction at the same time. Oh, it almost in.
They're fighting. I know they're down to the last, under 7 minutes here.
Got to give credit to Rosanina.
Yeah. She's
Trinity Rosanina, the goalie for the Whalers.
and she's got the sun at her. Whenever we played here, we never wanted that goal for the second half. You want to be down here, and as you've noticed, that's what Case did. But they must have won the coin toss.
Case must have won the coin toss on the other game here against DR,
Yes,
too.
they did the same thing. Yep. I mean, it's possible that New Bedford won and they wanted the ball first because that's who started. But see now, there's Skylar DeMaranville taking what's called a self pass, and it's so much smarter especially when you're in this rough right here. Here we go.
Case with a
Let's
stop.
get something
There's
going.
a good
Let's
look
see if we
here
can-
in front of the net. That's Bouchard. And a foul on Bouchard. That's going to give it to the Whalers.
I saw that looked more like instruction to me, but I'm not going to question Craig. Craig's a good official. We've got plenty of armchair officials, right? I know when I'm running up and down this island, there's plenty of them, that's for sure. But
Have you ever had to... How many people have you thrown out of games over the years?
I've had to stop games before, yeah. I've had to stop games to... Oh, that's going out.
To warn fans or coaches or...
Yeah, well, what happens is if a fan is out of hand, you have to stop the game and have the coach remove the fan is what happens. I've had that happen. Yeah.
High hit, but they play on. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. It's still tied 1-1. No scoring in this half yet.
Mm-hmm. The games where I've had to stop a game are usually the games when the fans are really right close to you. If you notice that this is here so that we can't get any closer.
I mean, if you're a fan and you're kind of where we're sitting and you're on the field, you're not going to hear them. I do notice as they're coming close to us, some players are playing in cleats, others are in sneakers.
Yeah.
I guess you have a choice for either.
Well, nobody really wears cleats anymore because very few teams play on grass. But if you notice, looks like Plant has got a turf shoe that you can wear. That's kind of like a hybrid bike. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
You can go on a mountain, but you can also go on the road. So the turf shoes allow you to play both. Is that Mora over there? Yep, waiting, Mora is trying to make it happen. She's looking for Boo, she's looking for Janaea. She was looking for Avery Lund when she was in. Actually, Avery is in. Yep, Avery's number 17. Yep, good, there we go.
Case has consistently kept the ball down in this end. Notice they have not scored since the first quarter.
They've got under 4 minutes to get some
3 minutes,
offense generated here.
45 seconds is all that's left in this game.
Oh, look at Janaea waiting.
And just off the mark and out of bounds.
Oh, we went for a corner off the goalie, but... And there's the timeout.
There's a timeout called by the Whalers that stops the clock. 3 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yeah. And with the new change to quarters, Tyler, we got rid of an extra timeouts, but now they still do. We changed to quarters from halves. They took away the timeouts. And then I believe last year or the year before, it's been a few years we've been playing quarters, they put one timeout back in per coach. So, because they figured we went to quarters, you had three 2-minute segments plus halftime to talk to your team. So, I'm sorry, two 2-minute segments and halftime, not 3.
So the transition went from 2 half-hour, 30-minute halves to quarters instead.
Yep. 4 15-minute quarters. So, but Coach Kathy Resendi's, smart to take that timeout and break Case's offensive momentum here. We're feeling.
Yeah, you told me Kathy Resendi's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, the coaches of the city schools, it's just doubly as hard to really bring in athletes when you're really competing against so many other sports, particularly soccer. for the both girls and the boys. It's a testament to, their relationship with their students, because Kathy is also, I believe, an administrator at New Bedford. She has been for years. A testament to their relationship to keep, get so many players out. Credit Nikki Henrique at Durfee for doing the same thing. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
And kids are working, some of the big schools.
If you're a well-respected coach that has decent success every year,
anywhere,
you're going to be retained with pretty good consistency.
Yeah.
And New Bedford, taking their time to get this out, finally do after about 6 seconds went by of play time. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm going to be mindful of the clock here. I think Case needs to as well.
Nice. That was a great call by Kat.
If there's no scoring in the next 3 minutes, the game will end in a 1-1 draw.
Now we had a little luck on that call. That's good. So Emma would be smart to see here. This would be a great time to lift it. It's a nice scoop right here, Look at that. You lose the ball so much.
Yeah, with that dust cloud that comes up there.
It's just...
With that dirt. Case going to be mindful, too, of New Bedford. They can still score, too, obviously.
Yeah.
They're going to keep possession of the ball.
And
they're going to drive that in, but Case is there.
Okay.
No real good looks for New Bedford in a while.
2.5 minutes left here. Hopefully Avery Lund is going to do something with it here. Yeah. But who's there with her? I know she's the front line, but someone needs to cut. You see Janaea cutting. Yeah, here we go.
Case will maintain possession. You can see on that clock in the midfield mark, 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And Case will get possession. It's still 1-1 tie right now.
And you've got players right now that are happy just to kind of get out of here with a tie after a fight yesterday at Seekonk. But some of these front line players, I can tell, are not going to be happy with a tie.
Oh, no.
You could see they're
Some players would rather lose than tie.
Yeah, right. As my high school coach said, tie was like kissing your sister.
Especially if you think from Case, as we said, a tie against a team who you thought you should have beaten.
Yeah.
Things can still change. There is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Either team has an opportunity to score. New Bedford with it in front of the goal.
A hack. Come on. Oh, my God. That was a huge hack. Let's go. Let's get something going here, Kat Russo.
Loses possession, though. Is she going to get it back in? A whistle was called. They're going to give it to Plant. Smacks it down.
Plant's been great
hit.
Starting offense. Yep.
Let's go, Case. Stop it.
And
there we go. A nice change of direction. Who's there? Bouchard's looking. She's going to try.
Not much there. Under a minute to go. 54 seconds.
Oh, and it's coming back. Red.
It's going to go back to New Bedford.
And it's tough to play with urgency. I feel like, especially when you've had a hard game the day before. That's what I'm sensing today from our
nerves are kicking in here. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Still no scoring at all in this half. Only score for Case was an Emma Plant corner in the first quarter. New Bedford scored with 9 seconds remaining in the half. That was all. 20 seconds at half court mark. 15 seconds. Clock is ticking down.
Yeah.
Some team has to make a run here. It's kind of in no man's land right now. 8 seconds. Case going to get it out. I don't know if it's going to matter. 4 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And that is going to conclude things here from JCHS High School. The game is in a 1-1 tie between the Case High Cardinals and the New Bedford Whalers.
Yep.
Bit of a surprising conclusion.
No doubt, the fatigue factor for our Case today post that game on the turf versus Seekonk yesterday.
But no matter, that'll do it. A 1-1 final score here between Case and New Bedford. Case advances to 2-1-1 in the year. New Bedford is all ones, 1-1-1 going in. For Tyler Clark, Carrie McElroy, Director Adam Kitchen, we thank you for joining us on this fine September afternoon. And until next time, we all hope you have a lovely day.